Welcome back to the Gopher Pregame Show.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Gopher Pregame Show. Joined now by a very special guest, Tyler Cooper of the Minnesota Gophers. Tyler, we appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So we know that you guys had a great bounce-back performance against Rhode Island. The season didn't start the way you wanted against North Carolina, but what could you tell us about the way you guys were able to bounce back against Rhode Island and get into the win column for the first time this season?
Yeah, I think all week Coach Fleck talked about response and just being able to, you're going to face hard things. It's not going to always go as you want it to, but being able to just come back from that and take it 1 week at a time. We always talk about each week being its own thing, its own entity, and just attacking it like you would no matter the week prior. So it doesn't matter win, loss, draw the week before. We're giving it all we got in that next week, and it was good to see everybody respond and bounce back from that.
And it was a pretty dominant performance, a 48-0 victory over Rhode Island. And in that sense, how much confidence does that give a team when you come out and really, in business-like fashion, put a game away from beginning to end?
Yeah, I mean, it always feels good. There's no doubt about it. Like, can't draw it up any better than that. I think it's still the same approach as the week before. Like, as much fun as it was, as good as it felt to win that game, you got to go on to the next one, and that's kind of what comes with the college football season. You really do take it 1 week at a time, and just, it felt great. It was awesome in the moment, and then now we're focused on the next week.
You know how this has traditionally been a run-first type of program. When you get Darius Taylor back in a game against Rhode Island, how much of a confidence boost does that give just everybody knowing that a talent like that is behind you?
Yeah, it's always great, you know, having Darius back there. He can take any run and make something crazy out of it. You know, we trust to get that and get the holes for him and open it up, and then it's fun to just watch him go out there and make something happen. Sometimes you get into those spots where he's got a one-on-one with somebody, and I'll take him just about every time.
Yeah, even PJ Fleck said without Darius, you had to play without Darius in the opening game against North Carolina, but you know, Marcus Major had a pretty solid game. PJ Fleck after that game said he's got a great stable of running backs. Does it feel like no matter who's back there, you guys feel like the run game is in a good place?
Absolutely. Marcus has done an unbelievable job so far this year. He's been a great addition to the team, and you know, him and Darius are like our two most predominant backs, and either one of them back there, our O-line as a whole, we have no doubt that they're going to find the hole, they're going to make something happen, and have full confidence and trust in them.
When you look ahead to this week against Nevada, this is a team that is 1-2 on the year. However, their 2 losses are by a combined 8 points. It could easily be a different story with this Wolfpack team. When you study them on tape, what stands out to you?
Yeah, they could very easily be 3-0 right now. Their record does not reflect the type of team that they are. They're very talented. They're very solid up front. It was definitely, you know, you see the record going, like that's kind of the first thing you see when you get going into the week and watching the film. It's not at all reflective of how the type of team they are. So definitely have to take them seriously and be ready to go this week.
And for those who don't know, Tyler plays guard here for the Gophers, and when you look at the group of guys up front, I know it's always a very cohesive unit. Maybe one of the most cohesive units on every football team is the offensive line. What's it like being in the room with these guys in this year's team?
Yeah, I think the O-line is always probably the tightest unit across the team. But this year, you know, across my 6 years, this year for sure is the tightest group that we've ever had. It's the
Why
closest.
is that?
I think we've been together for a long time, and we do a lot of stuff outside of football. Like, it's not just us going to practice together and doing the workouts and everything, but we genuinely enjoy spending time outside the facility, whether it be, you know, going to a cabin or going to like some sporting event, like a Twins game or something like that. Like, we just like to get together and really see each other outside of football.
Do you believe that cohesion off the field really translates to on the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as much as you can develop on the field, it takes it even a step further when you really like each other outside of the field and have that genuine relationship. It just makes you want to work harder for that guy next to you and love that guy next to you even more.
I mean, there's talent across the offensive line. So when you're in that room and when you guys are together, who would you say is the best athlete maybe among the group of core you guys?
The best straight-up athlete, I got to go with Tay.
Okay.
Tay's very athletic, very impressive.
He got the highest score of the Gophers on NCAA 25, right?
It for sure.
Yeah. What was his score? Do you remember his score?
I want to say it was like the low 90s.
Yeah.
It was like 93, something like that.
Yeah. No, he's certainly very talented. How easy is it, or I should say, how much easier does it make your job playing a guard when you got a guy like him next to you?
Definitely being able to trust your tackle and, you know, whatever pass pro, run blocking, knowing that he's next to me, it really helps free me up and let me play. And just knowing that either one of us can be there to help each other out if something doesn't go quite perfectly, it really helps a lot.
So you're a sixth year here at the University of Minnesota. So in terms of non-football, you and I had a chance to talk off camera a little bit, but for yourself, non-football wise, you're getting your master's in what? Tell the people.
Youth development leadership.
And what made you want to go that route?
I enjoy like coaching and working in sports in general, and so that was an opportunity to be involved in like a youth sports program, and just will kind of work on leadership skills and develop any ability to coach in the future.
Overall, for this team, you're only 2 games in. How would you assess the team after 2 games?
I think, like I said earlier, this is the closest team we've ever had, and I think that along with that comes kind of how we talked about like being talented with that, where it's not just individual guys being talented, but that relationship that everybody has with each other to build on it and be even better. I think that like we've got a lot of talent, we've got a lot of ability, and it'll be fun to see where this team goes.
Yeah, I just want to point out for the viewers at home, if you're hearing any noise behind us, they're building a brand new gymnastics facility here at the University of Minnesota. So don't be alarmed, just a little construction. It's just part of the ever-evolving growth here at the University of Minnesota. You guys got a long season ahead of you. What are some of the things that you do for yourself personally to keep your mental right, keep your body healthy? What are some of the routines that you kind of go through for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we have an unbelievable training staff here, so spending a lot of time in there with treatment, recovery. They do a great job of getting us ready to go for the next week. And as far as mentally, I think my faith is the biggest thing for me. Just keeping rooted in that and keeping my identity in Christ is what keeps me the most solid on the field and keeps me from getting too high or too low at any time.
We mentioned you're a 6th year. You know, your time here at the University of Minnesota is winding down. You still have plenty of games left to play.
Yep.
But when you look back at your time here at the U, what stands out to you about your time here?
I've said it quite a few times, but I think the guys, like just being around these guys on the O-line is the biggest thing that you can point out, the thing that you'll miss the most when I'm done here. Like these are some of my best friends for the rest of my life. These are some great guys that I've loved being around, getting to play with, and getting to spend time with outside of the game. So we'll definitely miss that and have to keep in touch with them.
Well, Tyler, we certainly appreciate you taking the time. Best of health the rest of the way.
Thank
Continued
you.
success. Sorry about the construction. You know, sorry about that. We'll battle through it just the way the Gophers battle through every single game. Tyler, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
So much more to come here.